must be our goal and our guide. And all that we strive for as a human family, dignity and hope, progress and prosperity, depends on peace. But peace depends on us.
Wakenya watachagua sera, sio kabila. Na mimi nataka niwapatie free advice wale wote ambao wanaota ndoto eti watatembea na kabila yao, eti watatuuzia ati wao wana represent kabila yao, ya kwamba Wakenya wamechanuka na Wakenya wanataka kujua sera ni gani, ideas uko nazo, kama uko na track record ndio waweze kukuchagua. So mimi nawauliza, kwa sababu nasikia sasa tumeanza tena eti kurudi nyuma kuongea mambo ya makabila. Sisi wote, mimi William Ruto nikiweko, tunatafuta uongozi sio kwa sababu ya kabila yako ama kwa sababu unawakilisha kabila yako, ni kwa sababu either uko na sera, uko na mpango, ama kama huna, basi wananchi hawa watajua vile wataamua. Tunaelewana jameni? Na mimi nataka niseme hivi, ya kwamba saa hizi kuna msukosuko, kuna matatizo, watu wamechanganyikiwa kwa sababu tumesema lazima tubadilishe mazungumzo na mjadala katika taifa letu la Kenya. Tumesema hivi, na watu wengi saa hizi wale ambao wamezoea kutuuzia ukabila, saa hizi wamepata wasiwasi kwa sababu biashara yao ya ukabila na bei ya ukabila Kenya imepungua, na hasara itapatikana kwa biashara yao, kwa sababu Wakenya hawataki kuuziwa ukabila tena, wanataka kuuziwa sera, na wanataka kujua maisha yao itabadilika vipi, changamoto walizonazo itashughulikiwa vipi, na uko na mpango ya kushughulikia mahitaji yao na changamoto zao, na uko na suluhu ya yale mambo yanahitaji, ama wewe unatuuzia tu kabila yako na mambo duni ya kusema wewe unatoka sehemu fulani. Mimi nataka niseme hivi kwa marafiki zetu, hii mjadala lazima tutabadilisha. Mujipange, mkue tayari, kwa sababu nyinyi mnataka kutuuzia mambo ya makabila. Mahasla wa Kenya wana biashara na makabila, wanataka kujua biashara yao ya kuuza mboga ama ya bodaboda ama ya kiosk ama ya saloon ama hiyo ingine itaendelea namna gani. They have no business na mambo ya makabila. Jambo la pili, msituambie tutakuwa tunaongea mambo ya viongozi na interests zao. Lazima katika hiyo mjadala tuongee mambo ya wananchi na mahitaji yao na shida zao. Jambo la tatu, hamuwezi kutuambia tutaongea mambo ya mamlaka na vile viongozi watagawana mamlaka. Vile vile katika hiyo meza lazima tuongee mambo ya mwananchi mdogo, empowerment ya mwananchi mdogo, opportunity ya mwananchi mdogo na biashara yake. Atafanya biashara vipi? Atasaidiwa kufanya biashara vipi wakati viongozi wanazungumzia mambo ya kugawana mamlaka? Jambo la nne, vile wanataka tuongee mambo ya vyeo na vile viongozi watagawana vyeo, sijui prime minister, sijui deputy prime minister, sijui rais na hiyo ingine. Lazima pia tuongee mambo ya kazi kwa mamilioni ya vijana wa taifa la Kenya ambao hawana matumaini. Kwa hivyo jameni, tuvumiliane kwa sababu lazima tuongee hii maneno, na tunasema ya kwamba haja yetu ni kuhakikisha ya kwamba katika meza mahali mambo ya Kenya inajadiliwa, itazungumzwa mambo ya wale, lakini pia mambo ya wananchi lazima izungumzwe pale, na hiyo meza lazima itutoshe sisi wote. Kila mtu lazima akuwe katika hiyo meza. Tunaelewana jameni? Iko makosa tukisema sisi wote tuketi katika meza moja? Na hii si kuchochea mtu, hii si kuchochea watu, hii ni kusema ukweli ya kwamba kama mambo ya viongozi itazungumzwa, mambo ya wananchi izungumzwe. Kama mambo ya mamlaka itazungumzwa, mambo ya empowerment ya wananchi izungumzwe. Kama mambo ya vyeo itazungumzwa, mambo ya kazi kwa vijana izungumzwe. Hiyo ndio Kenya sisi tunataka. Kuna makosa jameni tukienda barabara hiyo? And that is why we are saying to our friends, we cannot degenerate, we cannot go back. When I supported Uhuru Kenyatta, it was not because of his tribe. It was not because he represented any tribe. It was because we agreed on an agenda and on a program that would transform this nation. And I supported Uhuru Kenyatta when President Kibaki was in office. Many of the people who were talking yesterday, they were the ones who are telling me, you cannot support another Kikuyu. And I told them, I am not supporting Uhuru Kenyatta because of his tribe. I am supporting Uhuru Kenyatta because we have a plan that will transform this nation. They were telling me that you cannot support Uhuru Kenyatta because he is not only a Kikuyu, but he is also the son of a former president. But that is not what we are looking for. We are looking for how to change this nation. And therefore I want to tell them, my friends, you better be prepared for the new conversation we are going to have in Kenya. Don't tell us about tribes. We want to have a conversation about every hustle. Don't tell us that we are going to discuss power. Yes, as we discuss power to be shared by the big boys and by the leaders, we must also have a conversation about empowerment and opportunity for ordinary people to chase their dreams as well. And you cannot tell us we are going to have a conversation about positions only. Prime Minister, I don't know, President and the rest. We must have a conversation, a serious conversation about millions of people who do not have jobs. And when are they going to have jobs? Every family has 2 to 3 young guys who have finished school, but they have no jobs. It is their time for us to have a conversation about them also. And therefore, when we say, for the first time in Kenya, we are going to have a conversation that will involve everybody, an inclusive conversation. Don't drive us the narrative of exclusion, of telling us about tribes and tribal chiefs. My friends, hiyo watu wajinga wameisha Kenya, haiwezekani tena. We are going to have a conversation, an inclusive conversation, and all cards will be on the table. Nobody is going to be absent. And the table is big enough for all of us to sit and have an honest national conversation about everybody. And that is what I am saying. That is what the Hustler Nation is saying. The Hustler Nation is saying this country belongs to all of us, and we must all sit at the table where we are going to have a honest national conversation. And let me say this for the record. It is not a must. It is not a condition that William Ruto or anybody must be president, but it is a must that we must all sit on the table. It is not negotiable. It is not negotiable that we can continue to have an exclusive conversation about few people and about some tribes and about some leaders. We are going to have a honest national conversation. And that is what the Hustler Nation is about. It is not a threat to anybody. It is not incitement of any nature. We are just going to have a honest conversation, all of us, on a table so that we can agree on how to move Kenya forward. If anybody is uncomfortable with that conversation, if that conversation is difficult for whatever reason, unfortunately, we must have it. It is not something...
Resign or we impeach you, Mr. Ruto. We have called this press conference to tell the outgoing Deputy President William Ruto that you can lie to some people sometime, but you not lie to all Kenyans at all time. We regret the attack on the President on his remark that he made at Honorable Musalia Mudavadi's burial of his mother. It's very regrettable for a Deputy President to issue such a statement when the President was mourning the mother of his friend, the mother of Musalia Mudavadi. We want to tell Kenyans some truth about Ruto, but we are also calling on Ruto to do the right thing. Resign, short of which he should be fired. Towards this end, we have taken the lead in preparing a motion of impeachment to protect Kenyans against violence implosion being clandestinely fomented by Ruto, a rich and powerful man in the government pretending to be poor. In the impeachment motion, we will make case that because his ambition is in competition with priorities set by the government he serves in, he is a danger to the stability of the nation by covertly descending and sabotaging the President's government agenda.
Good morning, viewers. Thank you very much. Welcome to Punchline Africa Television, broadcasting all the way from the Political Command Center in London. I am Dr. David Matanga, and from the headquarters of Punchline Africa Television, right in Nairobi. Our Twitter, our Facebook has not been switched off like Museveni's Twitter and Facebook. We are still alive, right from Nairobi in Kenya. Good morning, the panel. Good morning, Miriam in Nairobi. I hand you over the introductory part of it to go ahead. But I want first of all to thank all of you for the tenacity and the steadfastness that you have given this television. You have stood by me. You have stood by us. You have stood by Pan-Africanism. What is wrong with Africa? If Naomi Campbell is an African, she's an origin of Africa. She has investments. She is open. She is internationally exposed than the village calicos that you see roaming this area of Africa vast. If she is going to promote our tourism, she has investments, she has hotels in Malindi, then some Africans start shouting, showing us the senator of Nairobi nominated. That one can only promote Museveni in Uganda, because Museveni likes in Uganda there is tourism with hips and the tourism with the big calves. There are women there who have calves who play a tourist part, and the Senator Millicent Omanga can do the best part in Uganda. So don't compare her, and let her not right to complain about Campbell. Naomi Campbell, the one I know, the one I've sat with for long hours in The Hague while waiting to testify against Taylor and for Taylor. That's the Naomi of Pan-Africanism. And therefore, Dr. Matsanga, for the first time in 5 years of Uhuru's government, I've supported Balala on the appointment of Naomi Campbell as a peace envoy. If earlier the panel had different views, then you can go to Indian Ocean and see. But my views are very clear. Any of you who had different views, just look for the nearest Indian Ocean and a shower. because the morning water is very good. It cleanses off the bad omen. Naume Kamba will sell Kenya. Naume Kamba will bring Malindi back. They have the husband and Naume Kamba, they have children. They have properties in Malindi. They will be selling this country with passion. Don't bring in people who are going to reach there, and instead of selling Kenya, they open up their mouth and other things, which I cannot say here. Let's have people who can convince the Queen of England to send Prince Andrew, Prince Harry to come and visit Kenya. We need that money immediately. We need it, but we are not going to send amateurs who will either be carried in the Tanga Ragtag army, the Ragtag army that is copying the rebel activities of Sam Lumpen in Africa. You know? So, niko kali leo, munishike pole pole. Imeingia, asante sana, I turned the whole mantle to Miriam to impeach or not to impeach. And for me, don't hold my horse.
Okay.
I have a lot, and I expect the lawyer to read us the section, not only to leave us hanging with our pants, trousers down in the knees. Read us the section and guide us as a lawyer on the panel. Please, do we impeach or not to impeach? What is impeachable? By the way, in my calendar studio, niko na raka katu.
Look at Article 144 and 145.
Yeah, that's why are tuende. Because William, back to you.
Okay, thank you.
If people thought that we are going to go down, we are on. And I thank Prince, Professor Onyali, for all your prayers.
Amen.
I thank Miriam for the soft heart that you opened up the soft wound and the soft angle.
Me and Professor for the prayers.
Yes, I thank Karanja. Let me do my thanks. I could have not had a chance to thank. And I thank all Douglas Kirini. I thank you for being very vocal and learning the voice of Dad. I am here. And in fact, you speak like myself. I've been watching you behind the scenes. There's good points when it comes to the Litmus or Tower man. We call him Litmus or Tower Mafios of Sicily, the man who ate Kimiroro money. That Kimiroro and the Roro money, the one who bought helicopters, Airbus. You remember? When I could patikana, I hope you talked about that, and I thank Kidi, the lawyer, soft-spoken, who leaves us always wondering whether the court is only for judges.
All right. Thank you. Thank you so much there, Doctor. And early in the morning, I think we all agree that Naomi Campbell is a very good suit, especially right now. We know the tourism industry is one of the most affected in this period of COVID-19. She has the international appeal. So I understand Lupita Nyong'o also very proud of her as the daughter of Kenya, but I think Naomi Campbell will do a greater job in terms of influence because her reach is, I think, much wide. And she loves Kenya. She's always been in Kenya. She loves Kenya. And she's always, when she's around Malindi or across the country, she's posting pictures and tagging Kenya. So she's been doing it even before. I think that could be one of the reasons why Najib Balala thought, the CS thought it would be a nice idea to go and have her own point.
No.
Yes.
Hey, Miriam, before we start on this topic, Lupita, who?
I'm saying she's our daughter and we're proud of her, but Naomi has more influence compared to her. That's what I said.
Kenyan is on Twitter. We are saying Lupita who? I just want to hear the name. Lupita who?
The daughter of the governor of Nakisumu. All right, maybe we just move into
yes. The truth is this. Let's clear this air. She's born in Kenya, but she's still looking. Where is Los Angeles? I've finished.
Okay, so let's get into.
Yeah. And let's be very honest. She's a Kenyan. But it's very difficult for us from Africa. When you have gone there, you can convince a few. Even in these films, we are brought in depicted as slaves. Look at the parts that Lupita Nyong'o plays. Can I become a film critic? Why do they give her the worst part? Kid, why are you looking down? Look up there. Look at the part of the Lupita Nyong'o played.
But what was the name of the film? 12 Years a Slave. So they needed somebody who will depict the character.
A slave.
The character. Because it was about slaves, so they had to get a black person anyway.
Why didn't they choose a Muzungu there? They chose an African. Why do we again choose a woman from here to sell something which will be a longo what? What do you call a longo bill to pay? Lupita can convince people that let's go to Kenya, that's where I'm born. But how many can she convince? But Naomi Campbell
has a bigger influence.
Has a bigger platform.
Yes.
Even first of all, when Naomi Campbell walks, the stomach is full of saliva. That is enough to attract you to come to Kenya. Tuambiane ukweli.
She's a supermodel.
Yeah, the saliva comes.
Yeah.
Do you go to an airline to fly? Medium tuambiane ukweli. Get me an airline that employs very ugly women. Why do you fly K2? It's because you see the uniform, and when the girls are walking with those suitcases past you, you buy the ticket very fast. That's tourism. How many of you buy the tickets of KLM? When you see those ladies all the way from Amsterdam, I'm not saying they are very ugly. Some of them are young. The younger ones are very good. But there are some of 40, 50. Hey, you can't climb the airline. Wala ya Mungu, wala. Wala. Watu wambiane ukweli. Huyu Naomi Campbell is tall. Huyu Mama Lupita is small, young, short. Yeah, there is also, look, take my medium will sell very fast.
No.
No, I'm talking the truth. I'm not saying medium.
Yeah.
Medium, look, presentation in selling international items that are not consumable. It needs
Naomi will do
image.
a good job. Yes, we agree. She'll
It needs an image.
job. Yes.
You cannot get a Pygmies from Congo forest to go and sell the forest in Congo to an American in California. Because on the red carpet, people would like to see where is he? But with Naomi Campbell, you don't see. First of all, her face, the smile, the eyes, the protruding eyes. If you are in the critic in the audience, at a ticket wanasema ya $1,000, pay it. And also when she said she's accompanying the first flight, which is going to Kenya, people will buy the tickets even if they are $100,000. I'm telling you in the name of God. Ndio hiyo. So let's tuambiane hii mambo ya kuchini chini. I told you Douglas and Miriam talk like a professor. Professor hapa on this show, he doesn't hide. Don't fear that Tanga man will come. Come what? Let him come. Mzi yake huko analia sasa, anapiga suruali. Let's go.
Okay.
My father is a living witness. May your soul rest in peace, Dad.
All right, so let me introduce the panelists before I introduce the topic. We have Professor Jared Onyari. Professor, good morning.
Good morning, Miriam, Dr. Masanga, my friend Kidi, Douglas, Javan, and the rest of our viewers from wherever they are around the world.
All right. And we have Kidi Mwega. Kidi, very good morning to you.
Morning, Miriam. Morning, Dr. Matsanga. Morning, Professor Nyari. My friend Douglas Bundi Kirimi and Javan Karanja. Thank you.
All right. And we also have Douglas Kirimi. Douglas, a very good morning to you.
A very good morning to you, Miriam, and also the crew at our headquarters in Nairobi. Good morning to Dr. David Matsanga from our Political Command Center in London. And also thank you, Doctor, for that perspective in terms of international marketing and also imaging for our nation. And also thank you, Professor Jared Onyari, and also my friend Javan Karanja, good morning, and also my friend Roya Kidimwaga. Good morning.
All right, and your friend Miriam. All right, good morning too. And we also have Javan Karanja from Nanyuki. Javan, a very good morning to you.
A very good morning to you, Miriam, and good morning to our viewers wherever they are watching us from. Good morning to Dr. David Masanga, Professor Jared Onyari, lawyer Wakili Kidi Mwanga, and my friend Douglas Kiremi. It's a good show. Thank you.
Okay, indeed, it is a great show, and Doctor there has given us introduction moto hapo. So Musalia Mudavadi's Amani National Congress Party has asked Deputy President William Ruto to resign or face impeachment over his remarks at the weekend. The NSC Deputy Party Leader Ayub Savula said the DP's attack on President Uhuru Kenyatta warrants calls for his resignation. He called the president a tribalist. How can you say your boss is a tribalist? He stated. Savula said the president only meant that Kenya has leaders from other communities who can lead the country when he addressed mourners in Vihiga County last weekend. Doctor.
Thank you very much. Under the Kenyan Constitution, Article 148, no, Article 149, no, Article 150, sorry, Article 150, removal of the Deputy President. The Deputy President may be removed from office, A, on the ground of physical or mental incapacity to perform the functions of the office, or B, on impeachment. And on impeachment, on the grounds of a gross violation of provision of this constitution on any other law. 2, Section 2, where there are serious reasons to believe that the Deputy President has committed a crime under national or international law, or 3, the Roman 3, for gross misconduct. The provisions of the Articles 144 and 145 to the removal of the president shall apply with necessary modifications. The removal of the Deputy President. First, what are gross violation of the Constitution? The Constitution of Republic of Kenya says, if you go to Parliament, enter Parliament on a political party that has taken you to Parliament, that has won you the presidency, that has won you the presidency, won by the Political Parties Act, which is the national constitutional law. Mwachane kuzungumiza maneno huko na huko. With this lawyer like Murkomen who bought certificates in New York. Who gave Murkomen to lecture in Nairobi University? Who? Have you seen where he got his certificates to lecture in law? Nyenye wa Kenya. Wacha maneno. The provisions of the Constitution, the Political Party Act emanates from the Constitution. Am I wrong?
Right.
You're right.
If you violate it and start funding logistically, equipping, morally, holding meetings morally. Wacha nimsomee charge sheet ndiye aone. He has not got it yet. It is gonna be hot. While his friend across is in a hotbed. He is also in a hotbed. Morally, you associate yourself. You even sing slogans where different regalia, where the regalia of another party, while you are on the ticket of the original party that took you to parliament, you have grossly misunderstood the constitution of the Republic of Kenya. Unfortunately, for now, the deputy president has lost one ally. And that ally is called Maraga, whom he used to meet at night. So the court is going to be left in the hands of the people who can interpret the law. Whether the impeachment takes place now or it takes place tomorrow, Miriam, there is another hurdle. There are several hurdles. There are those who are already sharpening the petition to ask whether the deputy, if he does under Article 141, 144, 149, 143, if they are not doing the same job. Tuko na maneno yako back well aligned. Eh? You don't simply follow the United States Constitution, which the man who has brought us all the trouble we have is called Dr. Ekuro Ekot, who just, you know, academics have a very big problem, not Matsanga, and not Professor Onyali, because I saw him struggling very hard to obtain that doctorate in conflict. He was studying hard. He did not cut and paste. We have been together. But people like Akuro Ekot, people like Murukumen, these are cut and paste. People like Sungoye, who is in hiding in Ruto's office. People like Sang, those who work for NGOs at night and then pretend to open their teeth during their time. Be careful. There is a lawyer, senior lawyer here, who actually copied, plagiarized. I don't want to mention him because he's my friend. And he admitted, he apologized. They don't have material. Wanaiba kuiba. That's why it's better for me, Matsanga, to write in my English, and the people correct me, than to go and copy a whole United States thing like a Akuro Court and bringing it in the Kenyan Constitution, then cause a lacuna. You know, you forget there is a lacuna which lives. If anybody goes for interpretation and finds the judge slept on the right-hand side, which usually produces children, right-hand side delivers children to the public, because God said, produce. God has never said kill. Is there anything in the Bible that says God kill? No, God has never told you to kill. That's why there is a commandment. But God said produce and produce children. So if you find judges who have not slept on the right-hand side, they will pass the judgment and nullify every ambition you have. So when you look at this section 150, removal of the deputy president, there are so many things that any ordinary Kenyan can point a finger to, even without going the Savula way. I think we have a lawyer here, and we have an activist, several activists on the panel. We have Karanja there, a media man, a journalist well trained. We have Professor Wanyali, a conflict resolution man, and we have Miriam, a very silent moderator, but with the killer blows. So let's find out the small, let each one of us bring his own view. My view is the deputy president forgot the 48 laws of power. When the president is saying this, he went to public to say, I am not this. Therefore, he has no sympathy. No Kenyan who has heard the statement of the deputy president when it goes to impeachment will support him, because he has been doing the same things. Some people are reasoning that what about Uhuru Kenyatta shook hands with Raila Odinga, but Uhuru Kenyatta never changed it to ODM color. Am I wrong? Am I right on that?
You're right, sir.
Uhuru Kenyatta at the Harambee House doorsteps, he did not remove his ODM color or Jubilee color and exchange it with Mr. Odinga. He did it for national interest, a nation first. But the deputy president has not been doing it for national interest. 2, the manifesto of the party that delivered the deputy president to power to become a DP, a running mate of Uhuru Kenyatta, has no wheelbarrow. The deputy president has been telling us under Jubilee banner that there is a wheelbarrow of the 14th century that can wheelbarrow people and sell goods door to door, like the way he used to get t-shirts from the Rugari former MP, to go and sell, then keep the same number of t-shirts by stealing money from that MP. I don't know the name. You know the name?
Yes.
Yes. What is his name?
Cyrus Girongo.
Yes, from Cyrus Girongo. So the DP thought that once he's in Jubilee, he can steal some t-shirts of Jubilee, turn them into wheelbarrows, and then come back to wheelbarrow, and call this also Jubilee wheelbarrow party. That is impeachable. Even if your party does not impeach you, the other parties that are in parliament that don't like Jubilee will take the motion. So in this case, I am not going to speak much. Let's count the number of MPs that who can be whipped. If it comes to push and shove, Uhuru Kenyatta told you in Mururu, he said, you listen to me? Can you listen to me now? I repeat what he said. Don't think I am not in control. Hallelujah. Didn't he say that? He told you. Munafikiri he is not in control. I tell you from yesterday, the deputy president's food is not going in the stomach. In Africa, it's very difficult to outstage a sitting government. That's why the tactics that you must use are only found with this head. Have you seen it? This one. It's inside here. strategies here. Don't panic with Museveni. You can't remove him. He has the money. He has everything. You have it. He has the helicopter. Have you seen the ones he has brought in Kampala now? The latest helicopters that can smell you down. Eh? You can't manage. But he's a head of state in Africa. It's difficult. So when the president was telling you in Mululu that you think I am in control. So watch out to sub the MPs. So far the calculation mathematics is very good. Then you need to come in of last minute. And you know what happens. All of these MPs are very poor people. They want to come back and campaign in the future. Wacha tuwarudie. I rest my case.
All right. So
Karimi, I like the way this boy listens and watches like a lion that is going to pounce on the meat after the father has left. I like it. So thank you very much, Miriam. From the other side of the studios, where I am, I submit under Article 150. There are impeachable grounds that the MP or the MPs can bring against the deputy president.
All right, thank you.
Must they master the 213? Is it 213? Where is the kiddie? 213 seats. MPs. Is it 213 or 230?
2/3.
It must be 2/3, which is about 200 something, 11 or something, to be able to move the motion further. The government will work day and night. I'm telling you, until they will achieve. If that motion is to stand. So there are grounds for impeachment. They do exist in the constitutional law. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much, Doctor, for that. So we're looking at the story that has made headlines today on the Standard newspaper as well as the Daily Nation. And down there, NSC leader party Ayub Savula said it is unacceptable for DP Ruto to sabotage from within the very government he is part of, undermining public confidence in government, creating public disinfection and inciting rebellion while at the top echelon of the government. Professor. All right, I'll have Kidi come in.
Yes. The fact that the deputy president has publicly associated with a political party other than that which sponsored him as deputy president jointly with the president is in itself a satisfaction enough that he does not have confidence in the government that he is serving in. Now, away from the law and into the political matrix and stimuli, William Ruto has cultivated sufficient enemies to ensure that he's kicked out. One, he has insulted virtually every political leader of every region he has visited. He has made sure that he has insulted both Wetangula and Mudavadi while he's in Western Kenya. He has insulted Kalonzo Musyoka while visiting Ukambani and several other places. And he has also even insulted the Prime Minister, though not from Nyanza. I think that is one of those things that he's still unable to achieve, because I am sure he cannot go to Kisumu and insult his Right Honorable Raila Odinga. Be that as it may, we want a government that inspires confidence in our children, that demonstrates to our children that decency matters, that being reasonable when given a position of trust counts something. And so the Constitution at Article 144 and 145, which refers to the removal of the president, but of course with a certain modification when it comes to the removal of the deputy president, anticipates that the National Assembly and the Senate shall have a role, and therefore that there shall be an absolute majority in the removal of the deputy president. The question is that possible? The answer is yes. Why and how? William Ruto engages in transactional politics, and the people he has around him are people that he has enticed with money, not people who believe in his ideology. So that it means that when the rubber hits the road, when there are political consequences to action A or B, I am sure that there will be a mass movement from his camp, and that would effectively and easily have him jettisoned to the periphery. Thank you.
All right, Douglas. The same question, Douglas. Okay, I'll go to Javan.
Miriam. Thank you, Miriam. And the Deputy President of the Republic of Kenya, Mr. William Ruto. I have a few questions to ask you. Deputy President William Samoei Ruto, the man entrusted with the mandate by the President of the Republic of Kenya and together with millions of Kenyans in 2013 and 2017, A and B. You've been a man that has been on a mission to be president since 2013. There is no place in this nation you have not camped in campaigning to be president where your president is in power. Where have you derived the power from? The Constitution says that you are going to be a principal assistant to the president. When did the President of the Republic of Kenya, His Excellency President Uhuru Kenyatta, sanction a presidential campaign for you in 2022? The President of the Republic of Kenya were addressing a parliamentary group meeting in Sagana State Road. Your Excellency Deputy President William Ruto, he said that people should not inherit his power or his seat where he is in office. Deputy President William Ruto, you sat pensively from wherever you are and you listened to what the president had to say without saying anything. Deputy President William Ruto, you have stolen public resources, you have stolen the land sewerage, the Ruai sewerage land. By the mere thought that the Deputy President of the Republic of Kenya was sitting and having grabbed public land. Mr. Deputy President William Ruto, you are not supposed to hold office as of now. The land was reclaimed by government, and Deputy President William Ruto, under these grounds, you have stolen the land and also grabbed the land where Western Hotel sits today. Deputy President William Ruto, you stole the land from Muteshi when Andrew Muteshi in Eldoret. When the court said that you should give him 5 million shillings as damages, you didn't give him 5 million. The old man died out of stress and anguish from following him from one court to another. Deputy President William Ruto, today, we stand at a position where this country is at crossroads because a deputy president who has been rogue, promising Kenyans heaven and also stealing public resources. Over 64 billion shillings have been lost at Kimorel and Arol dams, where in Region Marakwet in Kimorel village, where actually the CS the former CS for Treasury cannot go to their village in Kimorel because he and others who are your proxies took 64 billion as taxpayers' money from the Republic of Kenya, and you have been able to use that money to build a hotel in Mombasa. All those things and the investigations point to towers and also construction materials bought and vehicles bought and also taken and towed by the DCI and everything. Deputy President William Ruto, I have another question for you. Who gave you the mandate to move and also continue undermining the role of the President of the Republic of Kenya? When funds are released for construction of roads, dams, everywhere in this country and SGL, you follow them and also take a 10% and 15% cut. That information is in public domain. Who sanctioned your corruption tendencies and all that? It is in public domain. You sold the Gong forest when Kenyans are fighting deforestation. You hived off a piece of land in Gong forest and also sold it to people and also made sure that the people of Kenya invested in a vein project where you took millions of shillings. You bankrupted Kenya Pipeline and also Kenya Power. Deputy President William Ruto, remember today, 2 hours ago, a prime minister in Estonia is resigning because of party corruption charges. In Kenya, you have been accused of multiple corruption charges and also you've been arraigned in a court of law. You don't hold this office because the moral fabric that owns your office is tainted by corruption and also brand money. Deputy President William Ruto, when Kenyans are in the midst of a pandemic and also crying for development, you've been able to steal for development and trash the rigors of President Uhuru Kenyatta. Is that what the Constitution says? I beg to say no. Deputy President William Ruto, you stand to be impeached by the people of Kenya, and the MPs in Parliament should impeach you in the morning. You need to go to continue propagating the ideas and the agenda of the UDA party. Deputy President, I want to read the law to you because the law is not familiar to you. You have broken the law and you have not upheld the rule of law in this nation. Deputy President William Ruto, I want to remind you that 3 ways that you can be able to resign from a political party is: 1, by voluntary resignation. Secondly, is by deeming. That is attrition. Another one is when you are dead. You are not dead. You have not decided to resign. And another way, you have deemed to have supported another party. Deputy President, wake up and resign from Jubilee Party. UDA is not a party that is supported by President Uhuru Kenyatta. Any shenanigan that you are carrying around town saying that this is a party associated with Jubilee Party, the President of the Republic of Kenya did not sanction you to go and continue propagating the agenda of that party. You belong to Jubilee Party. I want to ask the file and rank of Jubilee Party led by the Vice Chairman of Jubilee, David Morathe, to cause your resignation, the National Management Committee, and also the National Elections Committee of the Jubilee Party, to make sure that you have resigned before members of Parliament from opposition come for your end. Okay. Deputy President, at this point, you are no longer tenable to hold this office of the Deputy President of the Republic of Kenya. You are morally not upright to hold that office. In Estonia today, under party charges, our Prime Minister is resigning. Under this constitution, the rule of law says, the upholding of rule of law and also our laws in this country deem you, Deputy President William Ruto, that you should have resigned from Jubilee Party and continued your way in the UDA party. You have not done so. You have been stealing from Kenyans, and also you have morphed into an hybrid political conman. An hybrid political conman who has been able to steal funds from Kenyans and also use the same funds to go and buy choppers and also donate to churches. God is not in a hurry of building churches and also mosques and everything you have been moving around donating to. You cannot steal 64 billion and donate 1 million shillings in churches. Deputy President William Ruto, resign before we come for you, because we are coming. When it rains, it pours.
Okay. Douglas, very, very passionate.
Miriam,
thank you so much.
First of all, before you call on another one, there is another one to add on. A man who behaves like a Hitler. The deputy president wears clothes in a regalia, admiring dictators all over the whole world. Catches a stick of people who are crying for freedom. Kenyan is on Twitter who are saying, I want to change the narrative. There are those on Twitter calling us stupid. But have they seen what we have seen? Long-horned cows, animals, admiring the gun, the fear of violence. The Stockholm Syndrome. I want to add to what my son has said. Stockholm Syndrome of holding Kenyans hostage is against the Constitution. If you tell people in the Rift Valley that if you don't vote me, there will be trouble. What has Susan Kihika been telling people? What has Kimani Kunjiri been telling people? That if they don't talk nicely to the deputy president, or the Kikuyus in the Rift Valley, and non-Kikuyus will be in trouble. Stockholm Syndrome is enough for impeachment. Plus, the admiration of a regalia of Hitler. If you admire Hitler in Europe, or only wear Hitler's uniform, you lose your office. Here, I want Kenyans on Twitter to understand that our deputy president has been admiring Fanoni Fanzi or Franzi Fanon Fiore. of violence, which Museveni used in 1981 to wage a war against us. He's a good admirer, a business magnate. He does business, biashara ya mahindi, ilikuja yote ilijaza. It is an abrogation of the Constitution. I have data too much, but I don't want to bring it here. It is just too much. We have been keeping quiet, being stopped from telling the truth. But the truth is coming now. That this admiring, even God put a, you know, you can commit adultery by just saying Miriam is beautiful. If you look at Professor Okema's wife and say she's beautiful, you have committed adultery. And God will never forgive you. But the mere fact of admiring dictators holding a stick, going to touch the cow's horns, buying a ranch near your boss, you know, these things, this admiration, wicked, greed. The boss has a ranch near it. You know, Miriam, as professor comes in, let me tell you, and I'm not worried. If people want me to stop, I can stop. Are they saying I should stop, Miriam?
No. I was just looking at the copies of the political acts here. Even
yes.
Yeah.
If you have a neighbor, you go and buy a shirt, he buys the same shirt. You marry the second wife, he also goes for the age of that type of wife. Even when the second one is ugly, you will marry the second wife. If you drive a car, he will try as much as possible, sell all the land, including the land title of the house he's in, to buy a car. Even if he cannot manage, even if he does not manage to pay the monthly installments for the car purchase. You get my point? If you have such a person, a man who has politics of compensationalism, you remember what the deputy president said in Kasarani, in Safari Park Hotel during the breakfast? Any of you on the panel who remember? I can remind you. He said he went to school without shoes. But there is a man called Onyango. My father took me to a man called Onyango. And he bought me butter shoes for the first time. But here I am. I became a deputy president sitting on a high table with the sons of the rich people. Did you hear President Uhuru Kenyatta say any word after that? He stood up and said, I have come here for prayers and I'm not going to make any further comments. That is the time of a person who can kill you. And I'm being honest, the type of person who admires even your shirt and goes to buy the same shirt. The admiration, you are wearing a tie, he wears the same tie. In 2013, you saw white shirt is also putting on a white shirt. Always be very careful. If you see your houseboy going to the market to buy the same shirt, this guy can share your bed. Have you got it? And all the time saying, Madam is right, Madam is right. Be careful. And that's why I advise men, always employ same sex. If you want me, I will never employ a houseboy in my house. Luckily enough, The places where I stay here in London, there are no houseboys. Houseboys in London are the most expensive people to be paid. You do the work yourself. You know, Miriam and the rest of you know I cook. I can cook a meal, a food. Miriam, I've ever cooked and the people have eaten. So I don't employ a house girl, houseboy. Never employ a houseboy who tells you, oh, I saw this shirt looks so nice. Tomorrow you will see him in your shoes on your bed. The deputy has been such a person, the deputy president. Mm-hmm. He's committed impeachable, moral impeachable sins, which we don't want to bring here. He has committed financial sins. The maize that came to flood the farmers in his Rift Valley, where did it come from? That was my additional supplementary point to Mr. Douglas. Thank you.
All right. Doctor, thank you so much. Now, Javan, DP and his allies have been using the handshake as a reason why they're reaching out to other people outside of the Jubilee Party. They're saying if President Uhuru Kenyatta went ahead and forged a working relationship with the opposition leader Raila Odinga, so we are at liberty to talk to whoever, to work with whomever we want, regardless of whether they're in Jubilee Party or not. And the difference between perhaps the handshake that President Uhuru Kenyatta had with Raila Odinga and what we see now play out, as over the weekend we saw Deputy President endorsing Bishop Margaret Wanjiru as the candidate for Oda party there, that raised a lot of criticism, seeing that he is the Deputy President of the Republic of Kenya under the Jubilee government, but he went ahead to endorse a candidate from a different party that is associated with him, I guess, because his allies are there. So what is the difference perhaps? And in that regard, when you look at the Political Parties Act, has Deputy President Ruto violated that act?
Yeah, thank you, Miriam, for that question. And the first on onset, as I start my contribution, the handshake was not called because President Uhuru Kenyatta or Raila Odinga want to seek presidency in future. It was called, this came in place because of the deplorable state that we were after 2017 general election. This came after even the nullification that we had at the Supreme Court. Therefore, there was a reason for President Uhuru Kenyatta to reach out to the opposition in order to have a conducive working relation, a conducive environment to deliver his manifesto to the people of Kenya. And therefore, that was the thing of the handshake. Then from the handshake, the president and the former prime minister sat down and they came up with 9-point agenda that was to liberate this country so that in future we avoid getting into such scenario that such scenarios that you are in 2017, where we go and business is unusual, where business are closed down, where people abandon goods from certain companies in the name of politics, where people lose their life in the streets like the baby Pendo. Therefore, that was a solution that the president was trying to seek so that we have a strong country moving forward. On the case of the deputy president, he is looking for these parties that tend to look the same, have an agenda like he has. They have same agenda. And you look at the recently launched party called UDA. This party is a William Ruto party. When you look at TSP with Mwangi Kiunjuri, is a William Ruto party. Therefore, these parties, William Ruto has abandoned his duty as the deputy president, and his ambitions to succeed the president has overwhelmed him. That is why he looks at everything as a trap or as a bait to make sure that he does not get to State House, and that is not the case. Therefore, according to the Political Party Act, William Ruto has committed a crime for going in bed with parties that don't support the agenda of the president. I know in the same Political Party Act, political party are allowed, even in the Jubilee, to work to have a coalition with other party with like-minded agenda, and that is how they came on to play with the KANU party. KANU remains an individual party, but they work in relationship with Jubilee to achieve the agenda of the Jubilee party. That is why we ended having Samuel Pogishu as the majority leader in the floor of the Senate. Therefore, when you look at those scenarios, there are two different things. You cannot compare dark and light, Miriam, and bring in comparison of how William Ruto is working with this Udaku party and the rest of, and how the Jubilee is working with ODM or the KANU and Wiper is quite a difference. On the issue of whether Deputy President has committed impeachable crimes, I agree. If he does not resign, and he should do justice to the country of Kenya. And when Jaramogi Oginga Odinga, after disagreeing with his boss, the first president, Mzee Jomo Kenyatta, he resigned. He was not impeached. But in this case, we have a deputy president who cannot resign, who don't want to be impeached, but he wants to walk scot-free, working with other parties that are sabotaging the agenda of the president. When he was given an opportunity to come to Mount Kenya region to launch a government project, he turned it as a campaign tool, and he started intimidating and poisoning the mind of Mount Kenya's residents so that they hate the president. Okay. That is the kind of the deputy president that we are talking about. A president who has been mentioned in all corruption scandals. When you talk of Kimorel, he has his hands in KPLC and all these other mega scandals that we have been having in this country. Therefore, he has committed crimes and trying to sabotage his boss. That is not a good thing. And the one thing, he is trying to underestimate the power of the president, Uhuru Kenyatta, and portraying a picture of a president who was not capable of delivering his promises, while he is the one who is sabotaging that agenda. Right. That is not a good thing. Also, he wants to look as if he is a boss, and is on record that he was in a function in some places, and he was telling the people that he is currently the boss of this country because we have a president who is always in absentia, and he should be held accountable if this country goes wrong, because as he was speaking then, he was the person who was acting as the president. Those kind of utterances are to belittle the president, and the amount, they are crimes that I feel like the deputy president is tired with the Jubilee party, is tired with the president, and it's high time he resigns or he got impeached. And Daktari was saying something, whether the Jubilee administration has the number. When you look at the numbers, President Uhuru Kenyatta working with the opposition, if they go to the floor of parliament, they have numbers to impeach the deputy president.
Okay, Thank you so much, Javan. And speaking about impeachment, in the U.S. yesterday, a resolution was passed in the House to impeach Trump. So it's going to its next step, and that will compel Biden to invoke Article 25 of the Constitution. But that is a conversation for another time. Now, there are a couple of issues that have come up during this conversation. And Professor, it comes to leadership and integrity, Chapter 6 of the Constitution, and of course, the violations of the Constitution or any other law. And the Political Party Act is part of that Constitution that now apparently it's becoming very apparent that perhaps Deputy President William Ruto might have violated some of that. But before I come to that, I'd like for you to respond to a comment here by one of our viewers, Bore Kipngetich. Thank you so much for watching this afternoon. And you're asking, and is President Kenyatta right to propagate tribalism? Professor, can you respond to that?
Yes, let me just answer that our viewer that is President Kenyatta right to propagate tribalism. President Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta has never, ever advocated for tribalism. I listened to him very carefully. You know, Miriam, listening is a gift. To hear is also a gift. But there are some people also who choose what to hear. What the president said is this, and I want to set the record straight. He said those people who are using the narrative as far as fast as the niceties. With also logic says, he used the word logic by saying that, using the word logic, that the two communities which have held power since independence, that the power can go to another tribe, Miriam, what is the element of tribe? The element of tribe is when you support your tribe. Is the president now saying that the next president should be a Kikuyu? We have been here on record. That is what we said with Dr. Masanga. And now you see this coming. That the Kenyans are not ready. Let me just repeat now so that they come on me and not for the president. Kenyans are not ready for a Kikuyu president and a Kalenjin president. We have got 44 tribes in this country. It is high time now, even an Moro get an opportunity of becoming a president of this country. That's what the president says. So to set the record straight, he has never promoted. But the feelings among the Kenyans, other tribes of Kenyans, Douglas is here, you are there, Kid is here, and Karanja being a Ribro person, we can say that it is high time that our president comes from another tribe, not necessarily that he comes from Akisi, because I'm Akisi. He can be a Luo, he can be a Luya, he can be a Kamba. This is what will bring in inclusivity, Miriam. The other tribes now say that does it haga well that Kenyatta goes, he gives it to Moi, Moi gives to Kibaki, Kibaki gives to Uhuru, then again to William Ruto or Gideon Moi. No, Miriam, if we don't address this, when we are all gone, but I know I will ask God for me to live long enough that I will see that the future generation of the likes of Douglas are not going to contend this. So we want fairness, that the seat for the president of this country should circulate among the 44 tribes of this country.
All right. Thank you so much, Juma Smith. Thank you for watching. And so Bore Kimngetich, I hope you've been answered, because I don't, if President Uhuru Kenyatta was propagating for tribalism, as Professor there has said, then he would have been vouching for his own tribe. I don't know. That will make, if you, I don't know.
Can I say something on that issue?
Yes.
I'm back again.
Okay.
Karanja.
Yeah, yes. Miriam, I want now to get my slot.
Hey,
I wanted to say this. President did say that Kikuyus and Kalenjin should not be in the positions of power, but we can work on that as Kenya so that we expand the position of the top leadership so that we include other tribes. But the president was writing on the logic that we have been having, the logic of divisions that have been propagated by the Tangatangas and the hustlers, that we divide Kenyans across the basis of have and have not. The president raided on that logic, so that, and he said that I can also say that I'm tired of two tribes leading this country, as you are tired of the dynastic families being in possession of power. But this dynastic is something that is created in the minds of Kenyans.
Thank you very much. You have corrected it nicely. It in a good summary of English language and literature is called figurative format. Figurative form.
But Doctor, other Kenyans would say whatever President Uhuru Kenyatta said is a fact.
No, Kenyatta says. Do you also want me to say here?
Yes, that's what he says.
Figurative. Jamen, tulisoma English literature. Mimi yangu tulisoma 71. 72. I can recite the things fall apart page by page without looking at it. The people who are saying those are the Murkomen who bought papers in New York, not Masanga. If you ask Murkomen, which page did the song of Olawino, when Olawino cried that the pain is not too sharp, but it is too nice. Does he know? I know. The song of Olawino by Big Tech. I know things fall apart. Where Okonko told Okonko that perhaps you have been away for too long. From Mafia clan, things have changed. Does Murkomen know? Can you ask him without him looking at the phone to Google? These are some of the stupid people that you gave power here without even looking at the background. You know, there is one thing that some of us have. In our clan, in our tribe, we don't give you power when we don't know whether you have reached the point of manhood. I'm sorry.
Miriam,
there's no MP from my district who can be my MP when he's not a man. We can't give you power when you have not married. Then how are you going to explain to the children that marriage life is very difficult? Kitu ngine tuambiane ukweli. Some of these boys have arrived in the parliament. They don't know the pain of a child crying the whole night. You as a parent sitting with a child, and these children know how to cry from 2 a.m. there when the sleep is so nice. Kanalia paka morning. We kirimi we na kidi. Hiyo kitu mbaya. The children cry from 2 a.m. You even want to call the doctor. Part of the problem of Africa is we make mistakes. We give power to people. We stick too much with elders in power. That's why for me, today at 3 p.m., don't leave me out of your debate on the diaspora dispatches. There is something very interesting. I'm going to interest you. The numbers will be higher than today. Look at our numbers. It is overflowing. It's not a joke. Don't give. When you have done a struggle, don't stick there. My firstborn is 40 years old, 41. Bob Wine is 37. It is my daughters and my sons who have teamed up with Bob Wine. Do I need to stick there? You hand over the baton. But before Kenyatta can hand over the baton to Ruto, Ruto started running backwards. And impeachment was impeachment. He ran back to collect the baton. In a relay, you run ahead so that this one comes, hands you when you have covered some miles. So for me, I want to thank Javan for correct. The president did not say he does not want the Kikuyus and the Kalenjins to be in power. He said, do you also want me to say, Alisema, Kiswahili jameni, why can't you put this word on this TV now for these people to read Kiswahili? Wengine they don't read. One of the most dangerous disease for we people in Africa, especially this younger generation, inafunga suruali chini ya nani, these things. They tie their trousers in the knees. These boys here, they don't read. They just see the picture of Matanga and then they start insulting Matanga. But they don't read what Kidi has written. They don't read what Douglas has written. The president did not say he does not want the Kalenjin and the Kikuyu to lead. He said, do you also want me to say, to stand here and say? Then people, even, the worst people I blame on this media, you know the people I blame? The editors of newspapers. They are shallow, hollow. Can I add more words? Shallow, hollow, inept, incompetent. They use the policy of zygotism to deliver yellow journalism. Inanuka. Hii journalism ya newspapers like a standard, inanuka. I have never trusted the newspaper. I have never trusted a newspaper called The Star. The editor is a very good, a very bad man, a very good man.
It belongs to Ruto.
Yes. Ruto wants to buy it. You know? No, it's manned by there's another man whose teeth is not very good. What is he called? What is his name? I'm a Christian. I'm not supposed to say some of these things. I have to, God forgive me. But he's called Talam. Talam is all the time walking. You find him with these editors of The Star in the evening in hotels. I have trusted him several times when I'm in Nairobi. trying to change the headlines. Have you noticed that some of the newspapers publish a headline at 8, a different headline, then midnight, there's a different headline? Where does this newspaper go first to see which one will suit for tomorrow? It comes to what Kidi was saying, transactional politics.
All right.
Ebesha, Ebesha, Aterere Ebesha. Where the money is in the morning, it is delivered there. Thank you very much. I leave it to Professor Onyari. I will not talk after he has talked, unless there's any questions.
Okay, Professor, you wanted to say something?
Yes, Miriam. The topic is to impeach or not to impeach the deputy president.
And your verdict?
And let me just have this to say, and I will use the case of the President of the United States of America, Donald Trump. Nobody in the United States of America wanted to impeach him. He invited the impeachment. Na Waswahili wakasema, mtoto akililia wembe utafanya nini? To make him stop crying, you give him the Resabrate, it cuts him or her so that he knows what the Resabrate does. The Deputy President of the Republic of Kenya, Dr. William Ruto, he invited his impeachment long time ago. We should not even be discussing. President Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta nominated him to be his running mate. And I don't want to tell you what he did between 2013 to 2017 because it's in the public domain. This same man we are discussing, before 2013, you know what he owned. Between 2013 and 2017, you know what he amassed. Between the 9th March 2018 and now, you can see how much he has made. So he ceased long a time ago of assisting the president as his principal assistant. President Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta is focused in leaving a legacy in this country, in his 4 agenda, and leaving Kenya a united country. Miriam, I don't want to use unkind and obstinate words. If, Miriam, you don't want peace in this country, because you know, as I do, after the distributed presidential elections and nullified by the Supreme Court, which was very unfortunate, this country was headed into a wrong direction, Miriam. We thank God came in a dream to the Prime Minister and the President at night, and he said, guys, we cannot be doing business as usual. I love Kenya. And this gentleman, Miriam, came together and shook hands. Why should someone have a problem with that? What do you want? What is the alternative? You know, Miriam, the easiest thing for a human being to do, for any fool can do, is to criticize. But we want positive criticism. They sat down, Miriam, and they said, we want 9-point agenda. You know, Miriam, lazima tuseme ukweli, because the truth shall set us free. They say that we have been having divisive elections. We need inclusivity. We need shared prosperity, Miriam. We need to slay corruption, Miriam. And then they came with a task force where even the deputy president was part of. Do you know what has happened, Miriam? The deputy president does not want peace in this country. It is in 2022. We have got 16 months now remaining to the general election, Miriam. The better we can do, and not to stop him, is to relieve him work through impeachment. What justifies that for that, Miriam? He has ever and consistently contradicted the government policies and positions. You have seen him openly fighting the junior government officers, the director of criminal investigation, and corruption, Miriam. The people who are supposed to be under him. Miriam, when money was said that money for Kimwarere and Aror Dam, 21 billion and 64 billion as it has been revealed, this same man came and tells us it was only 7 billion. Is 7 billion 7 shillings? Is this not the money which belongs to the people of Kenya? Do you have any business in being the deputy president for this republic? Miriam, we had a very unfortunate event, Miriam, which happened in this country, which has crossed the world, just like a village, Miriam. The coronavirus. He has violated all the protocols to do with COVID, and Miriam is the deputy president of this country. He is even on record, Miriam. Unajua nguruwe inajikaanga na mafuta yake. You don't need another one. He has said, mimi ni vizuri, see, I'm not involved when the money for the people of Kenya, taxpayers' money, was being routed at KEMSA. Wewe unasema mimi nimefurahi siku I'm not there, Miriam. Meaning that if he steals, it is okay. When others steals, is happy. Miriam, he has openly contradicted the president. When the president was at Mururu, we have clarified what the president says. What did the man do the following day? He goes and insubordinates the president, his boss, which amounts to gross misconduct. What does an employee do, Miriam, if he does not obey the superior? Miriam, you work in your place of work. What will happen if you don't obey your superior? Will you insist to be there? So, Miriam, time has come for us, as much as we had loved the deputy president, Dr. William Ruto, to be our deputy president, to release him much earlier so that he can be able to concentrate in his campaign for 2022. And if the people of Kenya would decide to give him that mantle, so be it. But I want to appeal to Jubilee even before we invoke the Constitution. The Jubilee Party got sufficient grounds, Miriam, to recall him because he has openly gone against the minutes, the bylaws of Jubilee Party and even the Constitution. Okay. The party is saying this and he is saying this. He moves to support. He moves to support another candidate from another outfit, meaning he has lost confidence in Jubilee, Miriam. Jubilee, we gave Jubilee Party until 2022 so that they can govern this country. So if they found one of their own is not in support of Miriam, the best which they can do is to do the Jonah experience. Remove him from the ship, throw him to the ocean. I hope there will be a big fish to swallow him and they will get the experience. So time has come. Miriam, you cannot, I am not a member of Jubilee, but I'm a very good citizen of this country. I cannot allow you to keep on insulting and subordinating the president as if he's a small boy. He gave you the opportunity to be his principal assistant, to be the deputy president. There is no opportunity he has. He can give President Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta to be his running mate. Learn to respect. Let me just have this to say, that what the deputy president has done, he has violated 48 rules of power, particularly rule number 3. He has failed to conceal his intentions. And that's why the impeachment is coming to him. And I'm happy President Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta, he used the 48 rules of power, particularly rule number 2, which he says, never put too much trust in your friends. Remember in 2013, I could see them in a white shirt and a red tie, marching together. He brought the enemy who was supposed to be the prime minister and is the one who is assisting run the government. I submit, Miriam.
All right. The bromance was real there. A lot Professor has said there, Kidi, and he's pointed out on the 48 laws of power that Ruto seems not to have read. But has he violated now the Constitution? And just what Doc and Professor has said, pick on something there as we conclude.
Thank you, Miriam.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, the lawyer is going fast, yes.
All right,
yes,
let him go. Yes.
Thank you. Well, on violation of the law, the first thing you realize is that the deputy president has consistently advanced a political narrative and political stance that is at loggerheads with that of the Jubilee Party. The Political Parties Act envisaged that if the deputy president advanced for a political interest than that of the party that sponsored him to parliament, by dint of the fact that he is the principal assistant to the president, that is in itself is a ground for removal from office. Secondly, we know that deputy president has admitted to culpability in corruption matters. For instance, Professor rightly pointed out that he admitted participating in the Aurora and Kimwarel, and he said that only 7 billion shillings were lost. It is in the public domain that these monies were used to establish his went into his personal fortune in building hotels and whatnot. Research has indicated, surveys has indicated that every year we lose up to 250,000 jobs to corruption, and that more than a third of our budget is lost to corruption. If that money was invested in making the lives of ordinary young people better, we would not have had to rely on a wheelbarrow philosophy, because a wheelbarrow philosophy generally makes that these young graduates that are leaving school are pushed into greater oblivion than even their parents. On these are moral issues that qualifies for removal of the deputy president from office.
Mm-hmm. All right, Fire. Buddha, thank you for watching. Isambogo, thank you. Ole Musa, thank you so much for watching us this afternoon. Douglas, are you still there? Or you took a water break?
Yes, Miriam, I'm here.
Doctor, I'm coming to you. I'm getting the final thoughts and then you'll end it for us. Yes, go ahead.
Thank you, Miriam. And I think that time has come for us to tell each other the truth. This is the year of the truth. And I have this to say. Why is the Deputy President of the Republic of Kenya going on a rampage and also reading the Riot Act to the President of the Republic of Kenya? Who is the Deputy President in the Constitution? In the Constitution, it encompasses and also states a situation where the Deputy President of the Republic of Kenya shall be, whether it's William Ruto, whether it's Professor Jared Onyari, whether it's Dr. David Matsanga, shall be the principal assistant to the President. If the President of the Republic of Kenya has wronged anyone or has said some utterances in public, you don't respond to the President the way he did. We have seen Mike Pence in America. Mike Pence has served with Trump, and Trump has also presided over a very rogue administration. But we have never had Mike Pence go in public and also denounce Trump and also talk the way Trump would have expected Mike Pence would have spoken. But this Deputy President of the Republic of Kenya has been reading the Riot Act to the President of the Republic of Kenya using surrogates for over 2 years now. The other day he went on rampage and called the President of the Republic of Kenya a tribalist. Deputy President of the Republic of Kenya claims that he is a scientist. I don't know, I never went to school with him, so I cannot be able to say and also agree with anyone that Deputy President of the Republic of Kenya is a scientist by profession who studied zoology and botany. But we have never seen any animal and also plants that he has grown as a scientist. We have not seen that. As a matter of fact, it is not in public domain. We never saw any plant or animal that qualifies him to be a clean and a clear scientist who is also approved and also given a PhD to be a doctor. Now, I don't know that because I never went to school with him, and I've not seen any grant, especially for demonstration farms in Meru and any other part of the country, where he went and also developed the plants so that we can be able to fight food insecurity across the nation and also fulfill the Big Four agenda using his skills and also training. And again, the Deputy President of the Republic of Kenya has been feigning the class war struggle in this nation. Remember, when you cause and also fund a class war struggle in this nation, as a Deputy President of the Republic of Kenya, you are preparing Kenya for war. You are preparing Kenya for an unprecedented turmoil in the future. Remember, it was in the news the other day, I think it was yesterday, when Boda people burnt a vehicle belonging to a middle-class Kenyans, probably from Maroon, when they said, Choma Yogaria dynasties, burn that car that is from dynasties. That is the worst class struggle that we are talking about. When we say that, we are told we don't want other people to get money. How much money that William Ruto has shared, except the few millions that he has been laundering across the nation in churches. And remember, a sick church cannot be able to heal a sick nation. Remember, William Ruto, the Deputy President of the Republic of Kenya, has gone ahead and also caused this Asura and versus dynastic struggle. It is coming to us. After it comes to William Ruto, it is coming to me. People have lost property using this class struggle. A dynasty yesterday lost a car. A young and working young man lost his car through the Asra versus dynasty narrative. And that is what we are saying. The Deputy President of the Republic of Kenya is destroying the moral fabric that owns this country dear. Hi, Dr. Budi Kiremi. I don't want to associate and unite with those people who have contributed to the plundering of our nation, to the crisis struggle wars, and also to the corruption in this country. I want to unite with right-minded people. I want us to unite with right-minded people of the Republic of Kenya who are going to hold these people accountable. I will repeat again. My name is Dr. Bundi Kiremi, and I am not afraid. I am saying that the President of the Republic of Kenya has violated the Constitution, the moral fabric that owns this country dear. And again, Miriam, before I go, this Deputy President of the Republic of Kenya, I want to unite with the right-minded people to hold him accountable. Remember, Miriam, he likes quoting the Bible every time. An evil man who owns the Bible every morning and evening. The Bible says in Proverbs 10:32, the lips of a righteous man knows what is fitting, but the mouth of the wicked only knows what is perverse. It is a Deputy President who has gone out of his way to destroy the legacy of President Uhuru Kenyatta, saying the BBI is destroying the nation, causing people to lose money in Aurora and Kimwarel, stealing that money and sanitizing 1 million shillings in church every Sunday. I don't want to be associated with that man. Okay. Impeach him. Impeach.
Okay, dear Kenyans, Douglas Budi Kirimi there has spoken. Javen, before we get to Doctor, what's your final thoughts?
Miriam. And as I'm listening to Douglas, he is on high spirits, and that is the mood that we are in. And thank you, Miriam. And I agree that the Deputy President has committed crimes that amounts to impeachment. And Miriam, one thing, and I agree with Douglas, he has put more premium on the money, and he has gone out buying even supporters in the churches and ruining the congregation in the church, that the government of the day is not doing good with his handouts, and he is known for his disposable cash, that he is always have liquid money with him, and that is not the character of the Deputy President that we elected to be in office. And he has said something, and the Deputy President, and he told us in 2017 that we'll get him as he looks for presidency in 2022 on the Jubilee scorecard and the Jubilee manifesto agenda on how it will be achieved. But it's come out that the agenda of the Jubilee government, he has sabotaged it, and instead he has given Kenyans wheelbarrows and mkokoteni. Therefore, Deputy President William Ruto, on the issue of the scorecard, you have scored a 2 out of 10 because of the few people that you have given wheelbarrow. That is the 2 marks that you have gotten, and you have not reached the qualification to be the deputy to be the president of this republic, because you have failed an agenda of the government that you're supposed to serve. And Miriam, and it is said, and I listened to a lawyer saying, if the deputy president can run for presidency, why are we denying the president of the day and they were elected on a joint ticket to run as a running mate. And I think if that is the deal, we can allow the deputy president, because he is in Mount Kenya campaigning as if we owe him something. He should also tell us, because Uhuru supported him as a running mate, he can as well be the presidential candidate and appoint President Uhuru Kenyatta as running mate, if that is the case, so that the Mount Kenya people will have their representative. Because when he went to the people of Rift Valley, he didn't tell them to go and vote for President Uhuru Kenyatta, but he urged them to vote in large numbers so that he can be in government. And he has failed the same government. Therefore, if that is the logic that we are going to use, then we can as well say the President Uhuru Kenyatta to be the running mate of deputy president. But that is not the case, because the deputy president has failed this government and he is not fit. And that is why the president has looked for alternative. And he has people reading the government agenda, the likes of the CS Matiang'i. He is working with the opposition through former prime minister to achieve his agenda, not because that he hates the deputy president, but because deputy president sidelined his duties and work to sabotage the government agenda. And he is a launching party. And we saw it in Musambweni when he supported an independent candidate. We saw him with some yellow caps and the t-shirts that purport he is not in Jubilee. And recently they have launched the United Democratic Alliance led by Mudhama and Hassan Omar. Therefore, he is not in Jubilee, and it's just a matter of time. And the rumors has it that the Raphael Tuju, the Secretary General of Jubilee Party, will be giving a statement today or tomorrow. We wish he comes out clear and points these issues of the Deputy President sabotaging the Jubilee Party, and that is not the kind of Deputy President we elected with President Uhuru Kenyatta. But because you have seen who he is, Miriam, it is high time Kenyans looked into who he is in his character and how he has conducted himself as the deputy president. And finally, he has been associating with Museveni, who is killing people, who is intimidating the opposition in Uganda. And I usually say that deputy president is a man full of ambitions. And we have seen and we have heard words that even in his close circles, you cannot dare to challenge him. That is not the man we want to be the president. And if he walks and behaves like a dictator, then he is one of them. Kenyans should be afraid. And it's Kenyans, because they're learning something. This is the time to discern the leaders that we want to continue with the legacy of President Uhuru Kenyatta, because President Uhuru Kenyatta has set the bar in terms of development. We want leaders who are development oriented and people who have a track record of development. And if it's about supporting the hustler agenda, it's high time the deputy president, you walk the talk and you shelve your ambitions and you support a real hustler who will take this country to the next level, because you purport to support them. Why are you campaigning for hustlers nation, but you don't want them to be in influential position? You continue supporting those who have money. Walk the talk and support the poor people to be in possession of leadership, and we will take you seriously. Thank you.
Okay, to impeach or not to impeach, Doctor, if so, on what grounds, and should this motion be brought to Parliament? Is it likely to even see the day of light? The light of day.
Thank you very much, the panel. I will speak without emotions. I will not allow emotions to blur my principles. I am a very sad man this afternoon. At the same time, very energized person, that at least the words that I've said for the last 5 years since I opened this television station have come to pass. I have been warning my friends, high and low, middle, and several citizens, both global citizens, that there lies a danger in Kenya's constitution. One of the things that we do in Africa is the shrinkage of constitutionalism. We make very good constitutions, but we shrink them, Miriam. We eat them, Professor. We cut them, Kiddy. We swallowed them, Javan, and we destroyed them, Douglas. Today, history will judge us, and it will not judge us harshly. We told President Uhuru Kenyatta a long time ago on this show, Miriam, you and I, before the professor came in and the professor joined us in the chorus, we said there is something which is not working. You remember the words I used, perestroika and glasnost. You can't do perestroika the Russian way. If the roots, glasnost, are wrong, just do an overhaul, change everything. There was a problem with the deputy president versus the president. The first month of the Jubilee government, the first term, the deputy president spent it looting. The first term of the Jubilee administration, the deputy president created a team called Sky Team, headed by Senator Kindiki and Senator Murkomen, plus other surrogates. They went flying around picking money. You can pick out the headline in the Daily Nation, which had a Sky Team that went on picking money from parastatals and the Chinese. The money that they are blaming Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta today for having spent was stolen by Ruto's surrogates. Nitoboe or sitoboe?
Toboa.
The money that they blame Uhuru Kenyatta for having borrowed. How many of Ruto's henchmen are in jail or in court pending to go to trial? Count Uhuru's henchmen. Count them. Sindio wacha tulete audit. Let's bring audit. When the president said we need life audit, who was the first person to oppose life audit? The deputy president and the Murkomen. They went to national television and said the lifestyle audit needs a constitutional change. Didn't you hear that?
Yes.
They went around with their rallies. I don't call them rallies. They are sexual escapades. Sexual escapades. You want me to say or not?
Say it.
Because I have evidence. You can't have your wife in parliament walking nicely when he is under some people's care. Kama mnamsukuma itatoboa. Sexual escapades, not rallies. They use them because we have had people who have come back in the main Jubilee who have said we have been sexually molested. That's a very serious crime. Under the Constitution of Republic of Kenya, which is lying in my London home, is here. Article 150. You subject a woman to sexual duress before you give her a job. You have committed a crime. Is treasonable to leadership code of conduct. Mnataka nitoboe?
Toboa.
Until the coordinator says yes. But let me leave it. Don't touch me. Because I'm going to deliver what is blow by blow. This guy is impeachable. When Kimiroro and Emerald money got lost, by the way, my system in Europe the most powerful system in Europe has located the businessman, the Italian businessman. Corona did not kill him. He's alive.
Hallelujah.
The one who took the money. It is now very clear from the evidence that the DPP, and don't ask me whether I've seen them or not. Who are you? What have I done? Is it your eyes? Is it your eyes? Ask me that where I've seen it. So who are you? I've seen the evidence points at the deputy president influencing the minister of finance to divert funds. I swear you are going to see that Uhuru Kenyatta that you insult every day told you munafikiri mimi, you know Uhuru's statement was very clear. I am in control. So kama unataka enda pole pole. Enda pole pole. There are so many things that are there. Once released, you can run into Indian Ocean. Where did the money from Emerald and the Cameroon Dam go? Where did the money go? To pay for helicopters. These helicopters are registered under whose name? Under Aiden Duale's brother. Nitoboe or Stobo?
Wow.
Nitoboe or Stoboy?
Wow.
Kidi Wire, you are my lawyer on this man. Stoboe or Stoboy?
Kitty pleads the fifth.
Yes, Daktari.
Yes.
You are incisively dismantling the cartel. Please proceed.
Thank you. The owner of the helicopters is Duale's brother. Registered. Boss, I have been in Europe for 36 years. There is no intelligence system that can fail me to know where Ocampo is a thief, where he lives. That's how I go to Ocampo. Who is the owner of those helicopter Airbus? Look at the money track. Trace the money. DPP has done a great job on this. And I thank you, DPP, for dropping. The PS did not know. The minister took over and worked with his tribesman to transfer the money, to enjoy the money. Before I forget one point, I want to give notice to Mrs. Boss Sholei, a loud-mouthed woman from the Rift Valley, who thinks that she can speak on every subject. Wewe, hata nyumba ya mtu mzuri na kushinda, na wewe unakuja kuzungumzia wanaume. Wachana. Wewe, Sholei, you are saying Naume Kambo is a foreigner, but you got married to a Mzungu who is a foreigner. So who is sweeter? Nani? Sholei, unaambia watu that there are so many people in Kenya in the count of champions who should have been, and Naume Kambo should not be. Wewe kama unakuja mbele na sisi tutakuja mbele, tunakugonga. Wewe uliwacha mwanamume Mwafrika unaenda kuolewa na mzungu. Kwa nini? Si ndio ulipenda uzuri? Nitoboe.
Toboa.
Nitoboe o sitoboe?
Daktari, kindly proceed. You are doing fine still.
Why should a woman harass Balala? Because Balala has appointed Naume Kambo. Yet you refused Mr. Sholei and went for a Mzungu as old as the rock of Mount Elgon. is probative value. My English is coming. Probative value. Kila mtu anakuwa na probative value. Hata mimi Matsanga bado niko na probative value. Shole is on every television station harassing Uhuru Kenyatta. Wewe kutoka leo, any television I see, I switch on mine. In fact, I've created another one which is opening very soon, very powerful. Itawalima watoto yangu, mkuwe tayari. Tutawalima, tutalimana.
Hallelujah.
Yes, we have just cut off Museveni's Twitter handle. You play with people. We have struggled. We have struggled. We have struggled. You have killed us. And you are not going to continue to kill, to work with the killers in Kenya to kill us. I have not touched the business empire. I have not touched the business empire that is going to kill this country.
Touch it, Dr. Matsanga.
Don't try me. Don't try me. Mliiba mahindi, mlileta mahindi, mlitoa wapi mahindi, mlinunua na nani mahindi? We have kept quiet. Kenyatta has been keeping quiet. Unasema you are worth it. Waacha ikuje impeachment tulete hii kitu yote kwa parliament. If we don't speak now, do you know what we shall do?
Too late.
More refugees are going to come to my place. I have 27 refugees in Bududa, which is voting red. Hallelujah! Which is voting red. Even when I'm not there. Am I not powerful? Nyenye. 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 Unanicheza chezea. One day. Mungu wangu bado wako. Mungu wangu anasimama mbele yangu. A whole district of 300,000 people voting red when I'm not even there. Touch my name. Nyeng. This guy is not very good for Kenya. Wacha nikuje. Imemaliza Shole. Alete. So Shole, don't speak about Naomi Campbell. Speak about your Muzungu new married. Newly married, old stony aged operatives. Do your things the way you want. Don't do them on others. Why do you hate Naomi Campbell? He also chose, like you chose. You had a choice between Mr. Shole, my good friend. It has paid me so much. He's a great friend of mine. How you left him hanging, took over his houses, and then disappeared. The Muzungu is sleeping there. So you want us to give the Muzungu promotion. Bring him to, as he is now a Kenyan. We can give him and see how many tourists he can bring when he cannot even swim in Indian Ocean. At least I can swim. So, impeachment, therefore, hinges on Article 150. Whatever you have been talking today is around Article 150. Allegations can be there. Yes, it's alleged that Sergeant Canel lost his life because of what? Because of the shoulder arm deals. Professor, don't go yet. Because of the short armed deal. The deal, shoulder armed deal that was conducted in the office. The president has those details as a last man. We don't know how he used them. It is also alleged There are so many things that have happened which is only national security and intelligence that can deliver. It's the president knows he's in control of this country. But for me, as far as one article is concerned, and with my mind that has studied constitutionally, what catches the deputy president if the motion comes to the floor on the ground of gross violation of a provision of this constitution or any other law, he broke the law of the Political Parties Act. He created an insurgency within the Jubilee Party. Trump is being taken down for creating insurgency against America. You see how many people have voted for Trump to be impeached? His own party voted for Mr. Trump. One of the charges on Trump on Mr. Trump, do you know what it is? He incited people. The Deputy President William Ruto has incited people to rise against the legit elected president of the Republic of Kenya. Legitimate, sorry. He has done that. He has created, he has belittled, he has besmirched, he has prostituted, he has undermined, he has intrigued, he has eroded the credibility of the office of his boss. Therefore, he has grossly undermined the Constitution of the Republic of Kenya. Whether he heeds the call to resign before impeachment, or whether he wants to test the numbers, the government will get the numbers they want. Believe me or not, watch my lips, enjoy my lips, enjoy my body face, call me all the names. In fact, for now, let me remove the glasses. I invite Kenyans who are watching me, call me all the names you want. But I've just given you one flip of my love for a struggle. I'm 10,000 miles away. And if my town votes because of the air, my air, am I not powerful? Because of my air, my town, my whole entire district, how many counties, like 6 counties of Kenya, can vote in my absence and vote for Chagulanyi. You think I'm stupid? If you didn't know, I put on the glasses again. Watch the space. We are going inch by inch, soil by soil, blood by blood, water by water, until we find the culprits. You can bring all Emperor Nero, carry them, Emperor Nero, bring them in the city to burn Rome. I invite Kirimi, lawyer, Mwaga, Javani Karanja. Read the chapter on Emperor Nero, how he called on fire to come to Rome. You will find the strategy. I want to take this opportunity to thank the CS for tourism, Mr. Balala. I'm now summarizing all the topics that Miriam started talking at 9. I know she's tired, she needs to go for lunch. You did very well on the topic. I wasn't watching. Naume Kambo is a great friend of mine. We were together working on Taylor's case. She was a witness for the Sierra Leone tribunal on Sierra Leone. It is Naume Kambo's with evidence that moved Justice Septinde, my sister in blood. Do you know where Justice Septinde is now? Do you know who she is? She's one of the judges of ICC, International Criminal Court. So wewe, aterere. Shika watu mzuri. Don't break the bridge where you passed. I and the Septinde, I caused the Septinde to resign because of Naume Kambo evidence. Now I'm revealing it to you. There are some people in Kenya here who think that Matanga. Yo, my friend, because of I told you now, Justice Septinde, how do you convict a man without convicting the people who called him to give arms? Who was giving the arms? The CIA. Who told them to give the arms? The CIA. Have you brought them to trial? No. So how do you convict the man? I've been a very terrible man on international scene in media. Haki ya Mungu kama unataka kuwrestle na mimi huko. You can wrestle with me with your local laws. But kuwrestle na mimi hapa Ulaya tutampigana matopi. Septinde resigned. In a nutshell, I want to thank the ANC party in Kenya for spearheading to keep the integrity of the politics of Kenya. It is very difficult to win a vote sponsored by the government. Very rare. And I want to thank President Uhuru Kenyatta for having stomached a very impulsive, irate, hey, before I go, this man talked about a scientist. A scientist. Do you know, when you are doing a PhD, your supervisor marks the marks on local sheet. Did you know that? How many hours you attended real supervision? Hey, you have opened another Pandora box. I want you to go and check on that. We want CS, what is this man, Kinufia, as the Minister of Education. Check a few things. Is there a racket in these universities that awards people degrees without them attending class? Even Sonko got a degree. Are you not shocked? Your Senator Munturi Kiki, you saw them, he never attended the class, he never saw where class is, but he was called to have one. So I wish these things are going to come in the public domain. Because for me,
that's the school that Rentori attended was Meru Technical, which Meru teachers, where he studied accountancy, small units, and then he disappeared to Nairobi. There's nowhere he went to school again. This other thing, degree in Roy is fake, everything.
Okay, so when you ask me who was your supervisor, professor in the project, how does he look? How many teeth has he got in the I can describe, and the name, the location, the place, and the food he used to eat. Because you spend 5 hours with him, a Muzungu, you are watching him. He tells you this is wrong, you can't get it. But describe, ask this man who the supervisor was. The supervisor was a certain, I don't want to tell you, but I leave it to you people. I want to thank you that Punchline Africa Television tomorrow will remain open, live. You have two gentlemen in Kampala who are willing to sacrifice their lives to tell you live. They are journalists. And by the way, Uganda Telecommunication, Uganda government has just cancelled MTN license to give Twitter, internet to all Ugandans and the media houses. But there is one thing, Mary. There is one thing, Miriam, hold the fire. Unfortunately, it is too late. The short-range satellites are already in millions. They are delivered there. No. 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 We have been crying for this. And you will not stop us against this. We have suffered. We've lost our people. I don't want to cry. It's painful. One day, some of us carry the curse of our families because our parents were slaughtered by the same army that you call butcher people coming to butcher people. Friends have perished. But we have been quiet. We agreed peace. We have called upon peace. And we shall go peacefully. We did. If you think we are not worth it, can we influence the American government to remove its caveat on your elections? No, we are coming. We haven't told the British yet. They will do it tomorrow. No. So where is your credibility of your elections? In Sugoi, maybe. I want to thank the people of Kenya. Thank you very much. Time will tell. Friends are never forgotten. I will never forget the friendship. But from now, from tomorrow onwards, the march is on. The solidarity goes on. You can cut off the internet, but you delayed to cut off the short-range satellites, which you cannot tell where they are. So the transmission will continue to be there. Don't be threatened. About 3 p.m. today, the leaders, all of them, will be addressing the world. God bless you. And every news agency is in Kampala. If you switch on the Citizen, Mwaura is in Kampala, I saw. So Miriam, also diaspora, change, also put Kampala. And by the way, Mr. Riak Majai, your friend, he's in, he says there must be democracy. So, there you are.
Doctor, they want to extend the transition period there in South Sudan. That is a conversation we had yesterday.
Yes.
And maybe
it is not, because the peace has, no, listen, on South Sudan, I think, give them an element of doubt. If they rush with the transition, it could easily return the generals to war. I was not there yesterday. I would have guided you on that. But I know Sudan is very dear for you. South Sudan touches you. It touches me also. But I ask myself, how did our soldiers find themselves in the Central African Republic? 2 battalions. This man, Mr. President, created a mercenary army. How did they? They are trapped up. Russians have trapped them. But because Russians cannot kill, they are trying to ask the UN to evacuate them. How were they? How did they arrive there? No wonder diamonds are very many in Kampala. That's why Mr. Ambassador Maina, as we speak now, is in the hotel in Kampala. So, Ambassador, keep your satellite working. We see you tomorrow, or we shall talk to you. I'm not telling your location, but good work, Ambassador. Thank you very much, Miriam.
Thank you.
God bless you in Nairobi. God bless all of you. Keep the spirit. I am happy. Don't get worried.
All right.
I'm happy, man. And I'm here. Hallelujah. And before we end, let's pray. God, we thank you very much for giving us this strength to have talked for the last 4 hours or the last 7 hours since morning. We thank you again for giving us the courage, the determination to pass on the best word that can bring peace in the region. If we don't open up to speak about the anomalies, our region of East Africa could plunge itself into the chaotic scenes that we see elsewhere. We pray for all this in the name of Jesus Christ, our Lord. Amen.
Amen. Thank you. Thank you so much there. Thank you, Professor Jared Onyari. Thank you, Kidi Mwaga. Thank you, Douglas Kirimi. Thank you, Jevan Karanja. And yes, Naomi Campbell testified against Charles Taylor, the former president of Liberia, who is at the ICC right now. And of course, the wife, Jewel Taylor, now is the vice president of Liberia under the leadership of George Weah. I'll meet you here at 3 p.m. with news making headlines across the continent of Africa. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Miriam Ogutu. Bye-bye for now.
Peace must be our goal and our guide. And all that we strive for as a human family, dignity and hope, progress and prosperity, depends on peace. But peace depends on us.